Hey guys, this is Gerald, and today I want to talk with you about what's going on with the market and why has it been tanking and how can you best benefit from this particular situation right now. As you can see, I have CoinMarketCap open, and let's have a look at the 3-month chart of the total market capitalization so we can really see into the details on what really happened over the past couple months, and we can then really see like what you should do. Now, if you take a look here, we had quite a few dips along the way. Bull runs, and then we had dips where people just sold for whatever reason. The first real dip over the past 3 months occurred on November 29th when we hit the market capitalization of $336 billion. And then 1 to 2 days later, it was only like 285 or so, $281 billion. So we lost about 15% of the total market capitalization in just one day. If you were new to Bitcoin and this happened like right after you got started, let's say you bought in here, somewhere here, and then all of a sudden it dipped like this, there's a high probability that you might have panic sold. And that's normal because maybe you didn't know how the market moves, which is not a problem because we are all here to learn. And now what we can see, this continues. We had the same thing that happened here happen another 3 times afterwards in just a 3-month period, right? So the next, we had all-time high of 448 billion, and then within how many days? Within like 2 days, it dropped to 384 billion. So how much did we lose here in market capitalization in percentage? Again, about 15% or something like that. And then we had again a massive bull run to $648 billion, which was massive, 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 massive. And then we had again a big pullback. Then we landed at $422 billion, and that was probably the time when we all thought, oh, it's over, it's over. But it wasn't over. It was just a normal market correction that was taking place. And now we had again the same thing happening over the new year. We had a very strong bull run here, and we reached a new all-time high of about 830 billion. And then we had again a decent correction. We landed at 628 billion, and now the market is again deciding where it's going. And if we're honest to ourselves, and if we really analyze this chart, and if we take a look at the total market capitalization here, okay, $708 billion only. And if you understand investing, if you understand how much money is in other markets, like the total gold market capitalization is about $8 trillion. So what we are looking at here is just a bit under 10% of the total gold market capitalization. We take a look at the stock market, we have $18 trillion market capitalization. Now we only have about, say, 4% of that, maybe, something like that, yeah, about 4%. Now, this is completely normal. This is completely normal, and if you take a look at the history here, at the 3-month chart, you can see that this is going to happen probably a few more times, even if we don't want it to happen. It's the natural progression of the market, and there's nothing that can be done about it. The question is, how can you personally benefit from these movements in the market? Well, never buy, obviously, at an all-time high. It's always the worst decision that you can make. Guaranteed, the worst decision that you can make is to buy at an all-time high, because you have much more to lose than to win. Now, when we hit the dip, that's the right time to buy, because the market, people took money out of the market for many different reasons. It could have been because people were simply happy with the profit, so there was a lot of profit taking, that occurred. Or some bad news hit the internet, like what happened in South Korea. the government had announced that it would officially ban cryptocurrency trading. So many people, not just in South Korea, but I think also worldwide, panicked because they thought, well, what if the same thing happened in our country? You know, and maybe those people had already profit, so they're like, okay, let's get out now. Let's take some profit and let's forget about it. But this is just a temporary thing, okay? This is nothing ongoing. And it was funny because just a few days later, the government came back and said it was a false announcement and that it would not ban cryptocurrency trading in South Korea. So that can happen sometimes. And you can see the effect that this had, you know, in the market. Now, imagine what would happen if such news would come out in the US. You know, it would probably be, much worse in terms of dip, what we could see. But overall, the market continues to climb. We continue to see all-time highs, and that's the only thing that really matters. So how you can benefit from this is by buying when many people are not looking to get into it anymore. When people took out money, when people are depressed, that's the best time to buy. That's when everything can be purchased at an absolute bargain. So that's very interesting here. There's nothing to worry about, as said. And if we take a look at how this looks for Bitcoin, right? And I want to say one more thing here, right? All these dips that occurred here, they're either due to bad news coming out, and people panic selling, or simply people taking profit because they are happy with how much money that they have made. And that will always happen. So completely normal. I want to show you now the Bitcoin chart so we can take a look at this, and we are not going to see the same picture over the past 3 months for a number of reasons. Here we can see, we had this massive Bitcoin bull run, and we had an all-time high of about 20,000. And then we had this decline, and now, the market hasn't really been able to move up again like it did before for a number of reasons. Okay, first of all, the bad news that was coming out had a lot to do with it. Secondly, people are becoming more aware of altcoins, and that altcoins simply are a great investment because those are lower market capitalization coins, and people now understand that, they can simply make so much more money by investing in low market cap coins than they could if they invested in Bitcoin. Bitcoin already has 240 billion invested. At the all-time high was about 330 billion or so. Yeah. And people understand that obviously this number can still grow, but the question is, how much more room for growth is there? 10x, 20x, 30x? Probably not. Perhaps 3 to 5x. Nobody really knows for certainty how much more room for growth there is. But people understand that if they invest in high quality coins that have a market capitalization of just, 30 million to $500 million, then they see that there's just much more potential for them in the game. They have more skin in the game than if they invest in Bitcoin. But I think you should still hold onto some Bitcoin, some percentage of your portfolio should be Bitcoin, should be Ethereum, Litecoin, like solid market cap coins that have already established credibility in the cryptocurrency market, in the cryptocurrency community. But also money should be spent on lower market cap coins that have amazing potential ahead of them, because you can simply turn, say, $1,000 investment into 10 to 30,000 if you make the right investments over the next couple months. It could happen over the next couple years. We don't know exactly what will happen. I can't predict the future. I'm just giving you my personal opinion here on what I believe is going to happen and the way I structure my portfolio. I have Ethereum in my portfolio. I'm a very pro Ethereum person. I believe in ERC20 token, and I simply like what they're doing. I hope this video was helpful to you and that you make the right decisions when you purchase and when you sell Bitcoin.